Now, the next thing I'd like to talk about is variables. I've mentioned this a lot of time. Now, variables, these are placeholders for data. Okay, so we wanted to create a variable and then assign it a position so we can print it out. So the data type comes first, and then the identifier, the name that you want to give to that variable, and then the value that will be assigned. Okay, so this is a variable. So if I do something like this, creating a variable, if I do int num1 equals to 5, int num2 equals to 2, and I say int total equals to num1 plus num2. Cout total sum of num1 and num2 is total, and there. So let's print it out. See what we get. Sum of num1 and num2 is 7. Now what we've done here, num1, num2, total, they're all variables. But you can even do something like this. Double size, car size. Let me see, car size. Okay. When you do this, you have declared a variable. The line 44, you have declared a variable, but you have not initialized it, so you can't use it. That means you have created a space in memory and you have not assigned it. Assigning it a value for the first time is what we call initialization of variables. So if you use this, you are going to get an error. If you use this, you are going to get an error. Okay, so it is always good practice to create a variable and initialize it the first time before using it. It has to contain a value before you use it. All right, let's look at another way you can declare variables. Let's assume that you want to declare more than one variable of the same data type. For instance, you want to declare more than one variable for an integer data type. There's another way you can go about it. Instead of having to type all of them, int num1, int num2, int total, you can easily do it like this: int num3, num4, num5 equals to 0. What this means is that you have declared variable num3, num4, num5 of integer data type, and then you have initialized all of them with 0. Okay, now one of the things we have to have in mind is this. Let's say we want to create a simple program, okay, to swap two numbers. Assuming you have two numbers and then you want to swap the values. So let's start with the comment. A simple program to swap two numbers. So let's declare these variables to hold the values. So we say int data1 equals to, let's say, 5, and then int data2 equals to 6. Okay, so we can type something like, let's print to see the value. To say before swapping, the data1 was, and then print out, and and data 2 was data 2. Then let's perform the swapping that I'm talking about. So swapping the numbers. You can't do something like this. Data 1, you want to say that data 2 is equal to data 1. In other words, you are assigning data 1's value to data 2, and then when you are done, you say data 1 is equal to data 2. You can't do it like this. Now see what is going to happen to your program. See out. After swapping data 1 is data 1 see out, and data 2 is now. Let's run the program and see what we will get. Okay, we need to clear this previous program, so let's simply do that by creating more space. Okay, so now we have more space. Now this is what is happening to our program. Before swapping, data 1 was 5 and data 2 was 6. Now after swapping, data 1 is 5 and data 2 is 5. Now what has happened here is simple. What has happened here is that on line 59 we assign the value of data 1 to data 2. That means we replace the value of data 2 with 5, since data 1 has a value of 5. And then we said data 1 now is also equal to data 2. You have to know that by the time the compiler executes this statement, data 2 has become what? 5. Then we assign the value of 5 to data 1 again. So what happens is that both of them are going to have 5, 5. In this case, the swapping didn't work. So what we need to do is to introduce another variable. Let us call it temp variable, okay, which is going to hold one of the values in order for us to swap, because else it is going to replace the value. So we say that temp is equal to data 1. Okay, temp is equal to data 1. Now data 1 is equal to data 2, so we can assign data 2's value to data 1, and when we are done, we can say that data 2 equals temp. So what happens is that this is holding value for 5. We assign it to the temporal variable, and we say that okay, now that you are holding, let's give the value 6 to replace what is inside data 1. And then when we are done, we assign the temp. The temp is holding 5 now, and then we assign it to data 2. So let's run our program and see the output. Okay, before swapping, data 1 was 5 and data 2 was 6. After swapping, data 1 is now 6 and data 2 is now 5. As simple as that.